Hi, good afternoon. I'm Nicolette, a singer and a hobbyist explorer. Today I'm going to talk about some interesting takeaway points from reading the first quarter of the book, Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer. Have a slowdown spirituality. Simplifying our life around abiding is important in apprenticeship to Jesus. To adapt Jesus' lifestyle is to always have space for God in love, joy, and peace. For people in love, understanding, and compassion. Be rooted in the moment, in constant enjoyment of God's presence with us and in us. Love takes time. Hurry doesn't have it. Hurry ruins love and wisdom. Choosing Jesus' yoke is to learn the enforced rhythm of His grace, which offers us a balance and develop a new way to carry life and bear responsibilities that offers us real rest. Keeping company with Him will enable us to live freely and lightly. The goal of apprenticeship is to be with Jesus, be like Jesus, and to do what He would have done. The whole point of apprenticeship is to model all of our lives after Jesus, and in doing so, to recover our soul, to have the warped part of us back into shape, to experience healing in the deepest parts of our beings, to experience what Jesus called life to the full. This is what Jesus is all about, healing people, saving them at a soul deep level. The key task of apprenticeship to Jesus is to live out both our potentials and limitations. We are made from image and dust. We are made in the image of God. We have the divine's capacity in our DNA. We're like God, we were made to image His behavior, to rule like He does, to gather up all the raw materials of the planet and reshape them into a world so that human beings can flourish and thrive. We're also made from dirt. We're born with limitations. We're not God. We're finite, not infinite. We're mortal, not immortal. Image and dust, potentials, and limitations. Reaching out our full potential is to step out, risk it all, have faith, chase the dream God put in our hearts, become the technicolor version of who we're meant to be. Sometimes we find God's will in both our potentials and limitations. We also have to acknowledge that we can't do it all. We're human. Time, space, one place at a time. We're not omnipresent. The solution isn't more time, it's to slow down and simplify our lives around what really matters. I also like how the author talks about how our modern world with its digital advances in consumerism culture are like distractions and addictions that are a visual conspiracy to internal life, to what really matters, our emotional health and spiritual life. So how do we slow down, simplify, live deliberately right in the middle of the chaos of the noisy, fast-paced, urban digital world we call home? The solution is to follow Jesus. I also love how the author talks about the brief history of speed, that back in the 1370, before the public clock tower was first invented, people used to follow natural time. We go to bed with the moon, get up with the sun. In that way, the rhythms of our work is under the control of God. Until the invention of the clock, people followed an artificial time where we don't listen to our bodies or the natural time it stops resting. We become more efficient but less human. And in 1879, light bulb was invented by Thomas Edison, which made it possible for people to stay up past sunset. Technology must never be accepted as part of the natural order of things, even IQ tests. They're products of particular economic and political context that carries with it a program or agenda that may not be life-enhancing. Therefore, requires scrutiny, criticism, and control. So back to adapting Jesus' lifestyle. Jesus displayed a slow and hurried life. His joy, His resolute peace through uncertainty, His ancient presence, His relaxed manner, and how in the moment He was. The rootedness in the moment, connectedness to God and with other people, He made sure to inject a healthy dose of margin into his life. By margin is the space between our loads and limits. Jesus' weekly schedule is a prophetic act against the hurried rhythms of our world. He would regularly get up in the morning, go to a quiet place to be with his Father, left before dawn just to be alone, greet the day in the quiet. Sometimes he would go away overnight or a few weeks at a time just to get away from the crowds and gather himself to God. Any chance he got, he would enjoy a nice long meal with his friends over a bottle of wine, creating space for in-depth conversations about the highs and lows of life. He lived freely and lightly, free from all the discontent and distraction of necessities of the world. He put on display an unhurried life where space for God and love for people were the top priorities. He sought the kingdom of God above all. I also love how the author talked about a rule of life as a schedule and set of practices to order a life around the way of Jesus in the community. It was a way to keep from getting sucked into the hurry, busyness, noise, and distraction of the regular life, a way to slow down, a way to live into what really matters, what Jesus called abiding, key relationship with family and community, the work God has set before us, a healthy soul. Like a trellis to a vine, a rule of life to abiding is a structure to facilitate health and growth of apprenticeship to Jesus. I also like how the book talks about how realism sees life as a succession of burdens. Life is hard, we cannot get away from them. Jesus doesn't offer an escape, but an equipment. An easy life isn't an option, but an easy yoke is. That's about it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope it was enlightening. Have a lovely week ahead. See you. Bye.